Hey yo, what's up guys? General Jackson in the house, and today I'm going to do a deconstruction of my 2016 SongPop mashup. So yeah, let's get started. So for this year, I worked more on the key progression because I knew my key progression last year was just terrible. So yeah, so this time I have this mixing key, yay. I had that to help me out a lot, so yeah, let's get started. It sounds better. So for the intro, I started off with Never Be Like You by Flume. It went really well with This Is What You Came For by Calvin Harris. And yeah, basically for the background, I just added some of the background vocals from Pillow Talk by Zayn and Raging by Kaiko. Basically the part where Codaline is going hoo 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 hoo. I took that part out and basically I just placed it around there. At the end of when it says like Paradise and Warzone, I just thought it sounded nice. And yeah, it's not really a lot of. For here, I put Make Me Acapella. There was a lot of it was a hard time finding a good acapella because there wasn't just any source for it on the internet. So I think I spent about quite a very long time to search for the acapella. So this was the best I could get, and yeah, it apparently sounds like shit. I just added Angel Mama in the background because because I couldn't really decide. So at the end I made this really reverby and sounds like an echo in the background, so it sounds so that it doesn't clash with Make Me. So here when the energy is building up, I just put the whole chorus part from No Broken Hearts, and so this part I start introduce more instrumentals. So I started to introduce Kill Them With Kindness, the first part, and the brass section from This Girl by Kungs. And yeah, it actually sounds quite well together. And I got Girls Like by Zara Larsson playing there. And yeah, this is when everything else starts to go nicer. You see, this is basically a very and the instruments are starting to build up because it's not the main part yet. So I just added the All In My Head Flex by Fifth Harmony there, and yeah, so to make the beat even more uprising, I introduced some drums from Where Is the Love by Black Eyed Peas. And yeah, it's not very, also just a bunch of acapellas. And when the beat is rising again, I introduced the bass and the beat from Something in the Way You Move by Ellie Goulding. And of course I added the rising part of This Girl to give it that rise up feeling from Kill Them With Kindness. And this is when all the instruments cut off, and I'm gonna change the key because it's really, how to say, it was a more hard idea to make the tempo from Sing Me to Sleep because there was a huge tempo change. I think it's like 124 beats per minute here, and here's like 84 because 88, sorry. So yeah, it was kind of, so I just started to change the key first a little. So yeah, as usual, I added the bass and the beat from Something in the Way You Move to go with Kill Them With Kindness, and the melody from Fast Car by Jonas Blue. And yeah, I wanted to add the brass section of Perfect Strangers, but before I went uploading it, I had some problems with filtering. So if I were to try to filter out the brass section, it would sound really off. So I only added a small part, and yeah, everything else couldn't add it. If not, it will sound like shite. So yeah, and it's really nothing much here. And yeah, the expectation of change and the key changes. So yeah, and I'm going to add this part. So I added a small pad which I took from In the Name of Love. So I went to learn the chords a bit, but I changed one of the last chords there to sort of go with the Sing Me to Sleep instrumental because it wouldn't go with the rhythm, so I had to change it a bit. But yeah, in other words, I redid. And I had the acapella of Heathens here, and here basically it's very yeah, really the nothing much. Then I got this my own strings here, which is a B minor, which is the suit that sing me to sleep. And yeah, in other words, when the and yeah, there is another key change here. Yeah, and so I got the instrumental of Faded with the filtered vocal chops of Let Me Love You, which it took me forever to filter because yeah, it was really hard to find uh, the instrumental for starters, and filtering was not easy as well. So yeah, nothing much here. In other words, basically it's more of the instruments thing. So I got the instrumental of Faded, going with the rhythm of Cheap Thrills, and I also did something to the Ocean, the instrumental of the Ocean by Mike Perry. So I went to remove almost all the bass so that it does not have that it doesn't the rhythm don't really clash with Faded. So yeah, and I added a lot of treble and I made it softer. So because the rhythm is, it goes well, but yet it doesn't. I don't really know how to explain. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I just made it to go well. And yeah, there's nothing really much. Oh, but one thing interesting about here is that I took out the vocal chop from the Alone by Marshmallow and I sort of replayed it, and I went to mix it with vocals of Faded, and I did it in a separate project of course. So and then I used to play with it, so I changed the whole rhythm of the Alone, but I worked on that vocal sample, and I basically use it to play the whole rhythm of the Faded with this part, the beat rising. So yeah, it's actually kind of fun to play with vocal samples, and yeah, it's nothing really much about the acapella. It's just a lot of acapellas, and it's all faded and faded, faded. But then here's when it gets a bit interesting. So I took the random snare from BSUR, the Jordan XI remix. So I filtered the snare, but it sounds really weird, so I made it softer to have that change from one dance to Cheap Thrills. And yeah, I got the beat here to go along with it, and before I change, yeah, it's really just I want the instrumentals to go away more. I mean fade out because it's almost the end. And yeah, it's nothing really much. It's just Let Me Love You, and I got Carry Me. What's the don't there was a Don't Let Me Down. I think I actually deleted it or something. Yeah, so yeah. In other words, it's quite simple. So I didn't want to make it too complex because it was it was I'm still kind of like a beginner at mashup. So yeah. To end off, I had the intro from the Ocean, going along with the Faded piano, and yeah, so I added a lot of reverb to the company, and to make it because it was too loud, and yeah, and I added a lot of like echoes to the Let Me Love You to end it, so that yeah, sounds better. So yeah, I think that's the end of my deconstruction. My mashup this year was really considered really quite simple already. As you can see, it's not really a lot of stuff. So yeah, I hope that you guys will enjoy the mashup that I made. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Please go check it out. If you like it, please leave a thumbs up, and yeah, whatever. Yeah, so peace out.